Alright everyone, my name is Matt. I'm back again. I did my video before on my tool belt, and now I want to go over to my bag. Now, my bag's going to take a little longer because this thing's a beast. So far, it's my favorite bag that I've ever had so far. It's just great in durability, keeping everything organized, nice and tight so it just doesn't fall out, easy to grab, a lot of compartments, a lot of extra features. And they just put a lot of thought into this bag, and I appreciate it. And to be honest, there's some things I haven't put to use. I haven't put use to some of these clips, haven't put use to some of the pockets, but overall, everything works really well for me. There's like two things that I may kind of complain about, but they're not really complaints because the design of the bag overall is great. So I have all my tools here. There are a lot, so I'm going to get to that, putting all my tools in the bag so you know what it looks like inside the bag and where I'm putting it and knowing what I'm using all the compartments for. But really quick, I'm going to run down through all the pockets while everything's out. So you have your front pocket, opens up, has two little pockets right here on your left, one big pocket here, and little tiny, like, I don't know what they're like, little pencil pouches that you can put like your little like screwdrivers, but I don't use them. That's one of my complaints about this bag. There's these little things that I don't use, and I feel like they're going to waste, but there might be a use for someone else in another trade. For me, they're not. And then you have the front pocket right here. All right, and this clip's nice, and I have no issue with anything falling out of that. Now, let's go to the outside first. You have your tape measure clip right here, and on this side you have two little marker pencil pockets and then a bigger pocket. There was a time I was using this for my level, and another time I was using it for, what was it, my razor knife, but I rarely use it much more because my bag gets thrown around, so I don't like to use that. Alright, let's go to the other side. Forgot to go over this. There's also a top pocket right here. This one's a deep pocket, so you can put more in that pocket. On this side though, it's not a deep pocket on this top one. It's a really shallow pocket. If you can see it, it barely fits my level. Not a complaint. It's a great thing actually. It works for some certain things. And this pocket too, also about 6 inches deep, nothing too big. Alright, now let's go to the inside. Alright. Also, this strap's really well made. It has a little clip on the top, so if this is in your way when you're walking, you just clip it onto this top handle, and this handle's really durable. You know, right now I'm just going to clip this off so it's not in my way when I'm showing you. Alright, let's get inside. Let's open it up. Now what's nice, when you open it up, everything doesn't fall out. I've had bags where everything just falls out, like it comes out and tools start to lay and fall out. This doesn't. This stops at the base. There's some space at the base, probably about 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches at the base. And you have all your pockets. You have big pockets, and these big pockets are stretchy. So that works really well for that. Like anything that you have to squeeze in there, like a meter, and want it snug, they'll snug right in there. And then you have your upper pockets all along the top with a big one at the end. And again, these two bottom pockets, they have these little tiny holders. Like maybe they're bit holders. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it. Like I said, I haven't put much use to it. Someone else might be able to put better use to it. But as an electrician, I haven't found a really use for them. I have other bags for bits or holders for bits. All right. Now in here, it's interesting. You have this top zip part. Sometimes you forget about tools that you have in here because you have so many pockets. So you have that little top compartment that's about 3 inches deep, and it's kind of tight, so like you saw, I just have my level in there. Fits nicely. And then over here you have an elastic holder right here. You can put like your pencils or markers in this one also. And then same with this side, elastic tight holder. And then there's room, these tiny little pockets also for maybe something like small bits. I started using that at first. I ended up stop using it because my bits I'll be working, throwing around my bag, I'll grab something and I'll drop my bits down and they'll fall in the pockets that have tools in it, and it'll be hard to recover them. So I just stopped using them, got rid of them, and I replaced it with my bags. I'll show later. Alright, that's that side. I forget. Oh, 2 more things. Like I said, you forget about things on these bags because there's so many compartments and pockets. 2 little side pockets that I actually really love. I'll much rather have these side pockets than having these little tiny holders, because those side pockets I use for my micro screwdrivers, and I rarely use my micro screwdrivers. So having them in this little corner is really great because it keeps them on the side, out of sight until I need them, and I love that. Really love that. All right. So that's the front side where the clip is. Let's turn it around. Drop this open. Pretty much the same thing. You have all the same top pockets, and then one last bigger one. And then on these, you have 2 layered pockets, like 2 layered big pockets that stack on each other all the way down, so you can put your meters. Yeah. And then also on the bottom pockets, you have the same thing, the bit holders. Again, I don't use them. Alright, up here, also like the other side, but you don't have that zipper, and this side doesn't have anything, which not a big complaint because you have so many pockets already. But same thing, elastic, tight to the back, and again, your little bit holders or pockets. And like I said, I don't use them. Here's one example of one I used to use. I don't do that anymore. Alright, and that's all the main pockets. Alright, so let's get to it. Let me show you how I organize my bag, starting with the front pocket. Front pocket, I slide in my micro screwdrivers right in here. And my razor knife. And then for emergencies, I carry pigtails just for safekeeping. Sharpie, just one on the side. I have other places I keep Sharpie. That's another backup. I have a lot of backups. All right. This bigger pocket, I throw in my Greenlee case. Oh no, I didn't know that was all falling out, but my Greenlee case, I'll organize that later. Those are all my taps. All right, so there's that. Let's open this up. Now, like I said, this bottom part, you have about 4 inches deep. So you could lay stuff in there, which is what I do. I have my sockets and bits right here. 3 are missing because they're on my tool belt right now. I need to buy new ones. But I bought this strip, and I just set it down right there on the bottom. And I mean, it's not snug, but it's not going to fall out. It's still going to stay in there even with opening the bag up. All right. Let's see, where to start? These 2 bits, I like to throw in the flatheads first on this side. So, one there, one there. My wire strippers. Got my channel locks. Alright, and I got flathead screwdrivers. And I got my Phillips screwdrivers. I got my wrenches, open-end wrenches. Throw them right there. Actually, I'm going to swap that. Put them over here. So I've got my open-end wrenches right there. And I got my string. I got some needle nose pliers. And my level. Snug right there. I love that spot right there. And then I believe that's pretty much it for that side that I usually use. Now, obviously I vary it, but this is generally the general spots I like to put them. Again, another micro screwdriver. Missing one, but that's also on my tool belt. My angle screwdrivers for emergencies. Those tight spots. Also for emergencies, I got this screwdriver. Honestly, don't like it that much. Sorry, Klein, not a huge fan. I'll still give it the test of room if I need to, so I'll have it if I need it, just in case. But I think eventually I'm going to throw it out of my bag. I got my fluke tester. That's a beauty. I love this tester. Alright, I got my nut drivers. Put those in there. Got my tin snips. I got my little handle tap. Combo screwdriver. You don't have to buy these. I bought it because I had extra money and it's not needed, but I have it. I have it. Now, this is a screw holder I like. This thing's a beauty. It's a little big, but you need to get into a motor and don't want to drop that screw. I find this very useful. Now, like I said before, there's enough room on the bottom so you can lay stuff down. Now, you can't lay everything down, but the bigger items that aren't going to fit inside these holders, I snug right on the bottom, and they're not in the way of any of the holsters at all. So these compartments stay tight still. You can still get to your tools and still have your bottom tool tucked under on the bottom. So there's my hammer I snug in right there. I got my no locks right there in the front. Got my hex bit sets just for emergencies. Another Sharpie. This usually goes on the side. Right there. Now, got my flashlight for working those panels. Alright, I got some tap oil. Alright, oh, something really good to show you on the outside that I didn't show you before. Right here on the side, you have this little hook. Throw your tape on there. There's your backup tape right there. My little outlet tester right there in front. Calculator. I have this perfect fit right there, nice and tight. Never have an issue with it. My little file. My level. And that's pretty much it. All this table, all in this bag. Alright, another thing, I have my little bag right here. I keep my gloves, my bits, so I have all my hammer bits right here for my rotary hammer. 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch. I have a couple of them for backups and stuff. My little my hole saw, unit bits, no dog, my handle for my tap if I need for emergencies, a little bit, screw bits, and then here are my little nut drivers and my converter and little screwdriver bits for my impact. So that's in this bag, that goes in that bag. I keep them separate. throw my bags, my gloves in. Now, again, like I said, this doesn't have a compartment for it. So what I do, it's not a big deal. When I'm done with the day, I throw it in, and it still fits tight. It's not an issue for me. When I go to work, that's the first thing I pull out, and I set it on a table or whatever workspace I have. And I open it up and use it as I need it, and I still have access for all my tools. When I pack up, throw it in, zip up. It's not an issue. There's no way to fit a bag like that in a compartment like this, but I've worked out the solution and it works great. That's what I have to say about that. Now, this is by far the best bag I've ever had. I want to say that and be very clear about that. The best bag. Bar and bottom, great bag. I love this bag. Now, you can go all your cheap bag, you know, just a regular Husky bag. Complaints, it has all these pockets. I couldn't make use of it because they fall out. They don't fit well. They're not snug. Same with these inner pockets. You use them, they just flop over. Your tools fall out. Not a great bag. You could use that for power tools or whatever, but not great for hand tools at all. Another thing I've dealt with is tool caddies. These tool caddies are great if you're working at a workbench. That's about it. I've never found much use for these. I used to use this carrying a tool like this, and like limping over, and then you drop it, people toss it, it drops over in the dirt on a little slope. Horrible, I didn't like it. Another tool caddy. This is actually a really nice tool caddy, but not for on the field necessarily. If you're going to be terminating at panels and you need your tools, this is great. I'll say for that. If you're working on a lift all day, also great. They make these little hooks right here. Let me look for those hooks real quick. Yeah, they make these aerial hooks right here that hook on, and you just lay it right on your aerial bag. This is great for that situation. Doesn't carry all your tools, but all your tools that you're working with on any repetitive task. Works great. All right. Another bag I've had. Yes, I have a lot of bags. I use them for different situations. This, I thought I was going to love. I ended up not loving it. Almost kind of hating it because I haven't found a real purpose for it. I'm sure I will eventually. The reason I bought it was to do service work. When climbing stairs, you still have to carry your material up, all your power tools and everything. So I want to throw this on my back and still have my two hands available to carry up with a ladder or whatever I needed. It didn't work out like that, mainly because it's hard to organize stuff. Like, they have these really big pockets, like this pocket I don't know what to do with, and it's just, they're really tight. Like, you can't really double up tools that well in it. I've tried to, like, if you can see, this is something I've tried. I tried using it for underground jobs, so if I'm only doing underground, I'll work with this because I only need a minimal amount of tools. So I have some underground tools that I use, you know, some lines, markers, and just some beater tools. But I ended up not liking it, mainly because you can't organize your tools that well in it. It's really too tight, and then when you do open it, it just flops open. Your tools will get scattered because they're not well placed. And a lot of things I don't like about it. Just not enough compartments to organize. I have my sockets here that fit nicely, but I don't, like I said, you can't fit much else on here. Like, I have this bigger pocket, tape belt, and then it zips all the way down, so it flops all the way open. I don't know, maybe some other people have found use for this. I haven't. I'm not going to recommend it to anyone purely because of that. So I consider that junk for now until I find use for it. But right now, I don't. Right now, I'm in love with the Veto ProPac TechXL. Again, Veto ProPac TechXL. So far, my favorite bag. This is the all-around bag, but you do pay big bucks for it. I paid $200 for this bag, and I had some extra money, and I got it, and I'm glad I did, because it's something that you feel good, you splurge on, and you realize it's worth it. So maybe if you like what you see, maybe you could buy it. If you like my review, go ahead and like my video. If you also want to check another quality review video that I did one on my tool belt by Occidental Leather, right here. If you want to check that out, check the link below. And this is also up there among the premium. So these two together is the premium set. Different companies, but both premium items that they look into detail and give you quality goods. Again, Veto ProPac TechXL, and then your Occidental Leather tool belt. All right, thank you.